Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to week 14, part 3. So, a quick recap of whatever we have done till now. Before that, since although we have already chanted our prayers, but just to begin our session, we can just once more chant the Panchatattva and the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? So, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhara, Shivasadi Gaurabhaktarinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So, in the last two classes that we have been doing, a quick recap we'll do. So, first of all, under the nectar of holy name, we learned that how there are many people around us who do not believe in God. They think that God doesn't exist, and even if he exists, maybe he is just some light, or maybe he doesn't have a form. So we learn from our scriptures that these kind of thoughts, these kind of people are very dangerous, because God exists and he's not a light. He is a proper person like you and me. And so those who do not believe in the identity of God, their only salvation is that they should also somehow chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And once they start doing it, they will also understand their relationship with God. And what is our relationship with God is, as we all know, that we are servants of the Supreme Lord. That is our eternal position. That is our eternal relationship with Him, that our duty is just to serve Krishna. And once we understand that, we will slowly start developing our love with Him. So then we also learned after that about this creation, this universe. The scientists say that monkeys are our forefather, but from our scriptures we understand that no, monkeys are not our forefathers. Krishna simultaneously created everybody, whether it is birds, insects, animals, humans, everybody was simultaneously created by Krishna. So this philosophy that our forefathers are monkey is absolutely wrong. After that, in our second session, we moved on to a very interesting and a very, very essential topic, which is three modes of material nature. So three modes of material nature, or they're also called three gunas or three qualities. And what are they? They are mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So these are the three modes. So according to Bhagavad Gita, whatever activity we do, it will definitely be in one of these modes. Whether we'll be working in mode of goodness, or we'll do in passion, or we will do in ignorance. So there is nothing in the world which is not affected by these three modes. Then a detailed understanding of what the mode is. That mode is like an unseen rope. So there is a rope which is holding us tight, like how we understood that when we see a puppet show, So there is a person who's, who's holding all the puppets, and because of him, all the puppets are dancing. Similarly, these modes are also like that person, and that person is holding us through these ropes, and we are also dancing. We are also working exactly how the modes want us to work. The modes sometimes make us work in passion, sometimes make us dance in goodness, and sometimes we behave in ignorance. And why does it happen? Because of our thousands and thousands of desires and also our past karma. So why we behave in goodness, or why we are behaving in total ignorance, is because we have so many desires. For example, why does a person get addicted to alcohol? It is because he has desire to enjoy it, and also he has some previous karma due to which a person behave in a particular way. So these three things control us totally throughout our life. After that, we moved on to the mode of goodness. So we understood that there are certain people in the world who are very pure, who are sinless, who don't do any kind of bad thing. They are very happy, satisfied, they're very calm. They also know difference between right and wrong. So they will not never do wrong things. And if somebody wants to understand the Vedas, to understand about God, then he should be in the mode of goodness. Sorry. So this is about people who are in mode of goodness. They are always helpful to others, very calm and contented, very pious. They know the difference between right and wrong, and they always do the correct thing. They don't harm anybody. And then we moved on to our second quality, second person, a person who's in mode of passion. So these people are full of desires. They always want more and more in life, and they are never satisfied. And they keep pushing themselves to achieve more and more. So suppose there is a person who's earning very well in his office life. His salary is like, a 1 lakh a month. But still, such a person, if he's in mode of passion, even then he will never be satisfied in with that 1 lakh rupees per month. No matter how much you give him, he will never be satisfied. So there are so many women who have a lot of things in their house, but still when they go to their relatives or their friend's house, they will be full of jealousy. They will not like it because thinking, oh, these people have more money than I have. So such people are in mode of passion because they are never satisfied with whatever they have in life. And they're always concerned about what is my profit. So this is about these people who are mode of passion. And then in the last category, we learned about mode of ignorance. Here, these people are very lazy. They are mad. They are inactive. They are very selfish. And also they are very self-centered. They are not bothered about friends or family. Their only concern is their own body pleasure. How can I satisfy myself? And above all, they have a lot of addictions in life. They are addicted to drugs, they are addicted to alcohol, or they are addicted to cigarettes. So this is also another category that they are totally in the mode of ignorance. Ignorance means absolute darkness. So their life is so dark that no knowledge, no matter how much you try to train them or give them knowledge, nothing gets inside their hard head or even heart, because they're totally living self-centered. They're totally bothered about their own body. So after that, we discussed about three varieties of food. People who are in mode of goodness, they eat foods which are a lot of vegetables, which is very healthy. That food is very healthy and pleasing to the heart. Like they'll eat a lot of vegetarian food, all dals, pulses, rices, all those kind of full meal kind of food they have, milk products. Moving on to modern passion, second category of people like very hot and spicy and bitter and sour, that kind of food these people like. So when they eat such kind of food, it causes lot of misery or a lot of problems in their body. And one who is in the mode of ignorance is attracted by foods which are like non-vegetarian, which is old food, which is like stale food, which you keep it in the refrigerator for many hours. And especially such people are very prone to eating non-vegetarian food, killing of animals, and then enjoying it. And then we also understood that a lot of other things like uh, the places in around our life. So as I said, that everything gets affected by these three qualities. So when a person is in a mode of goodness, when he's a nice person, he likes to visit places like parks or forests, etc. And the second category of people likes, the city life, which is always very busy all the time, the metro life, or people are running from here to there in trains, in buses. City life, how you all know how city life is, all the time running crazy from one place to other. And people in the last category, they like nightlife, they like clubs, they like to go out and attend discos and dancing, and places like pubs where a lot of liquor is served. The first category of people like very soft music. Second one like, very jazzy and loud music. And the last people, they don't like anything. They just shout and they scream. And then time of the day, like you have early morning, you have afternoon, and you have night. So the people who are in the first category, they are always, you can find them being busy in the morning activities. So the morning time is supposed to be in mode of goodness, like from 4 a.m. to 12 p.m. So that timing is considered to be a good time, pure time. Then from 12 to 4 o'clock, sorry, 12 to 8 o'clock, it is supposed to be passion. As this time you can see that how crazily people are running in their life and working hard. And when they eat that space at night, that is the time when the day starts for the people who are in mode of ignorance. So from night 8 o'clock to next day morning 3, 4 o'clock, the people who are in mode of ignorance, they are awake and they're enjoying their life. So when an intelligent person sleeps and takes rest, that time this last category of person is enjoying his life in drinking and smoking and being lazy, lying in front of the TV and watching some nonsense on the television. So this is what we have covered in last two sessions. So now we'll try to understand that how do I know what mode I am in? Is it possible to understand what mode I am in? So I'll give you an example. For example, there is a husband wife, and they're having a nice relationship. They're happy, and suddenly, because of some confusion in their life, they start arguing. They start fighting with each other. So now two options can happen. Either both of them, they scream and shout, and the other option is that at least one of them remain quiet and try to analyze what has gone wrong in my life. What change has happened? So, in such a situation, one person will be shouting, but the other one will become quiet and will try to understand the problem in his life. And then, when you do such kind of things, so this is like an example I'm giving. So, when you try to contemplate, when you try to think, yes, something is gone wrong in my life, then you are not moving in the mode of ignorance or in the mode of passion. You are trying to intelligently solve the situation of your life, because now, as I told you, that a good person in mode of goodness understands between difference between good and bad. So the mom, if you stop fighting, so while you're fighting, you're in the mode of ignorance. But the moment you stop fighting and the moment you think quietly, peacefully, from ignorance, you straight away jump into the mode of goodness. So, can you see within your own life, if some problem is happening, how can you juggle? How can you jump from one mode to the other mode? So, these modes actually permanently, in even in one single 24 hours day, everybody is in a mixed mode. Mixed mode means sometimes we are in mode of goodness. So we'll be really helpful to other people. We'll be very happy. We'll be kind, and something triggers in our life. Somebody says something bad to us, and all our poison comes out from our tongue, from our eyes. So, what happens? From mode of goodness, I have suddenly jumped to mode of ignorance. So, nobody, hardly, only when we talk about when we start practicing, when we start looking inside us, then only we'll realize that how modes are playing games with us. So it is entirely up to us. Only when we think, when something goes wrong in our life, it's only when you contemplate, when you think peacefully, where am I going wrong? See, others you cannot change. We cannot say the other person is doing wrong. That's why I am behaving bad. No. The only person you can change is yourself. We cannot change others. We can simply uh, try to explain them, but how they behave, it is entirely up to them. So the person whom you can change is yourself. And how are you going to change yourself? Is by looking at your own thoughts. You reserve 5 to 10 minutes, half an hour in your day, and think what has gone. Or when you go to sleep, before falling to sleep, you spend some half an hour and think what have you done in the entire day. What bad things have you spoken to somebody else? Even if somebody said bad things to you, how are you behaving? Are you getting attracted by all these, the fashion in the world, or whatever is, a new car or a new house or a lot of money? Or are you getting slowly attracted towards some kind of bad habit, like watching some kind of violent movie or sexual movie on the TV? Are you getting slowly attracted towards those things? So when you go to sleep for half an hour, at least you should lie down quietly and think, What have I done wrong? And am I moving from mode of goodness to mode of ignorance? So if you contemplate, if you think like that, then my dear friends, you can change your modes. So we'll share a quick slides in the PPT. So whatever we have covered so far, I'll quickly run through it. I will not stop there. I'll stop only whatever we are discussing new. So just quickly have a look at the pictures. Anyways, you will get the PPTs today I have posted.
Mataji, sorry, Nilima Mataji is saying that maybe we don't have the video of the first and the second session of week number 14. Is
Second session I posted. Just yesterday only I posted. Second session. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Saurabh, can you hear me?
yeah. Mataji, I think some internet issues at your end, no?
Yeah, correct, correct.
Yeah, missing out a little bit. So, Nilima Mataji is saying the first session date, right?
Second session has been uploaded. First, let me have a look at it.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay, coming back. So now we are, uh,
Yeah, sorry, Mataji, do you see the chat? I sent you a message.
one second. Maybe. What did you write? Maybe good idea to explain that the three women controlling through wires is just example. I didn't understand. Come back again. I saw some people mentioning the three women controlling us. Acha, acha. Oh, okay. Okay. So they want, I want to let them know about this, huh? They want to be informed what is these three women.
No,
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
I am saying that, the photos sometimes can be confusing. You
Okay.
actually, there are no three women controlling us, but the photo is showing that. Maybe it's good to explain that it is
Right.
just
I
for
did
an
it in the
example.
last session. I did it in the last session. I'll do it again. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'll explain it again. Okay, so now we were discussing that how these modes actually, if we introspect, if we at every night we think about it, that what mode I am in, and so that we can try to live in the mode of goodness, at least try to live in the mode of goodness. And even as I gave you an exercise, I don't know how many of you did, that please look around people you who are living around you, in your office, in your neighbors, in your relative, and you will observe that how people are in different modes. How you can see a politician who's so much in the mode of passion because he's so much after power and money and status, and then there are so many people who drink alcohol. So there are all three varieties of people you can actually see around you. Right now comes a very important point. Please pay attention. There is something little wrong with all the three modes. When we are talking about Krishna consciousness, when we are talking about we are practicing that somehow after this life we should go back to Krishna. Then, my dear friends, we should be all the three modes. So you'll be surprised that how come mode of goodness is very good. What is wrong with mode of goodness? Okay, we understand passion is not good, ignorance is not good. But what is wrong with mode of goodness? So now the catch is, the important point to understand is that in the mode of goodness, the person is so happy and so satisfied. His family life is beautiful. He has a loving wife or a loving husband. He has nice children. That person, it's a very pious family. They're very God-fearing family. They do a lot of charity work. They help each other. Everything good is happening in their life and they're very satisfied. But when you are in such a happy state, they do not want to advance spiritually. They are so satisfied in their life that they do not want to inquire about who Krishna is. What is my relationship with Krishna? What is the purpose of my life? Why was I given a birth? So many questions. Don't you have all these questions ever since we are attending these Bhakti Vriksha classes? So many people ask me different kind of spiritual questions. So can you see that how you are inquisitive, you have questions, but people who are very satisfied, they're very happy in their life, they do not have the desire because they are so contented. They do not want to know about God. They do not have any desire because they are completely satisfied. When it comes to passion, these people have no time to understand God. And in the third category, they have absolutely no idea. They are so much into darkness that they have absolutely no interest in knowing about God. So first category, they they are not interested. They think they don't require to know about God because they're very happy. Why do we go to temple or why do we pray so many times? Is because we are having some problem in our life, right? I have a fight with my husband, or I have a lot of tension with my in-laws, or somebody is not treating me well. My boss is not treating me well. I'm not getting a job. So there are so many problems. And that is why we go to temple, right? Most of us. And we give a long list of our complaints to God. So when these people who are in the first category, the mode of goodness, they have no complaints because they are very happy. They know what is difference between right and wrong. They don't do any wrong things. They are very helpful. They are doing charity work. They have no issues in their life. They're very happy. So there is no need to understand about God. The second category is very busy. They have no time. You ask a person who's working 9 to 5, 9 to 8, or 9 to 9, he will say, I have no time to go to temple. I have no time to do japa. I'm very busy. Don't disturb me. Please leave me. I'm very busy. I can't finish my office work. Then I have to attend to my family, my children. I have no time to understand who God is. Get lost. And our third category has absolutely no interest because he is so self-centered, so selfish, so much attached to his body. He's totally into mode of ignorance.
Sorry, Mataji, missing out on the third group. Voice is not
Yeah.
clear.
So the third category has absolutely no interest because he is so concerned about his senses, about satisfying his senses, his addictions, his laziness. So he is so attached to all those things that he has absolutely no interest in to know about God. Okay, so next point is that what happens when we die? So all of you believe that there is a next birth. I hope you all believe that this is not the last birth. We get birth again. I hope all of you understand that. So is there a guarantee that we are going to get a human birth? How many of you feel that, yes, I know I'm going to be born again as a human being? Do you have a guarantee? So
No,
now let us talk about, yeah,
don't
sorry.
know. It could be different. We could be born as various other things as well.
Right, right. So this is what we learn through Bhagavad Gita, that there is no guarantee what we are going to be born as. So now let us see what is the destination of these three variety of people who are in different modes. What happens to a person when he dies in the mode of goodness? What happens to a person when he dies in the mode of passion? And what happens to a person when he dies in the mode of ignorance? Which means the whole life I am on drugs. I am all the time screaming and shouting at my partner. I'm lazy. I don't want even to go to office. What do you think when that person dies? Will he suddenly change into goodness? It's not possible. When the entire life you have spent in darkness. So at the end of your birth, end of your life, also you will remain the same. So let us see where do they go when a person is in a particular mode. What happens when he dies? So let's talk about the mode of goodness person. When he dies, he is given another chance to come back as a human being, or he goes to the heavenly planets, because he has done so much of good work. He has done so much of charity. He has helped so many people that he goes to the heavenly planets. Now, there is a difference between going to Krishna and going to heavenly planets. Heavenly planets is like Swargloka. Swargloka is different than where Krishna lives. Our goal and objective is to go to Krishna.
Sorry, Mataji, is it Swarka or
Oh, yeah,
GA?
yeah, sorry. Swarg. I'll retype it. Yeah. So our destination, what are we planning for? We all want to go to Krishna, right? And Krishna lives in Goloka, right? So, but when these people are in the mood of goodness, they go to Swarglok, means they enjoy all that Indralok. There's a lot of opulence, there's a lot of money and enjoyment. Like how a rich person enjoys his life, that kind of life is present in the heavenly planets. But that planet is not Krishna's home. And once we enjoy there for some time, we have to come back again as a human being on this planet Earth. So it doesn't free when we are in the mode of goodness. So people say that no, I am doing a lot of charity. I'm going to temple. I'm a good human being. I'm helping so many people. So I will not take birth again. No, he has to take birth again, right? So he is not going back to Krishna. He's just going for a few thousand years to Swargloka and enjoy there. And then again, after when that period of enjoyment is over, he will again come back to earth. And in the second category, the person takes birth again in on land. He comes back to earth again. And in the third category, unfortunately, such people take birth as a lower species. They take
Sorry,
birth as a
Mataji, just clarifying the second group, as you said, after death, they are born again on earth in a human form?
in a human form. Yeah. And the third category, the unfortunate part is that they glide down to animal species. So they take birth in the as an animal. So all of us, we want to go back to Krishna. So for us, all the three categories don't suit us. So then what do we do? So for that, we need to work and move out from these three modes. And what do? We simply have to perform devotional service. We simply have to serve Krishna. We have to simply chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We simply have to attend our classes. We simply have to watch out whether I'm not going into these three modes. So you don't actually have to do anything personally. You just have to practice doing devotional service. And what is devotional service? You get a chance, you go to temple and do some service. You are at home, you offer bhoga to Krishna. You don't eat anything which is not offered to Krishna. 24 by 7, you think of Krishna and you try to serve Krishna. Even if at home you try to serve and please Krishna, you chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. then naturally, very easily, you will be out of these three modes. And such a person, he is not, when, how do you know that, you've come out of these three modes? So such a person, he is not disturbed by his surroundings. Whatever is happening in his surroundings, he is not disturbed. He remains same, whether you blame him or you honor him, whether it is happiness or whether it is distress or sadness. He remains same in all situations. He deals equally with friend or enemy, whether you are my friend or whether you're enemy. He remains same with both the people. He knows that everyone has a soul inside, so he doesn't hate anybody. Such a person does not hate anybody because he knows that everybody's father is Krishna. So how can I hate him? And he knows that Krishna is giving me, he's taking care of whatever I need. So he does not have many, many desires. He knows whatever I need, Krishna will give it to me. And if Krishna is not giving me, I don't need it. So whatever is the circumstances, he surrenders to Krishna in all circumstances. Whether it is happiness, whether it is sadness, he remains same. Whether he has an enemy in front of him or whether he has a friend in front of him, he remains same with everybody. So when you are in such a state of mind, when your mind becomes like that, no desires, and everything you're doing is to please Krishna, even your own family members, if you are not going along with your family members, if there is a constant struggle between you and your husband or your in-laws or your children, don't worry, just simply serve them. Why? Because they are also Krishna's part. So when you, even person who's torturing you, who's fighting with you, who's angry with you, even at that situation, if you start believing that yes, he is his part and Krishna is father to an animal, to insect, bird, to human being, then you're equal with everybody, my dear friends. Happiness or distress, happiness or sadness will not disturb you. When that happens, you will be free from all the three modes. And when you are free from all the three modes, at the time of death, a devotee goes back to Krishna. So we need to practice. We need to observe our thoughts every night when we are sleeping, during the day. We need a constant watch. Am I going from goodness to ignorance to passion? So we must keep a check on our thoughts. What the opposite person is doing, don't worry. You just be bothered about our thoughts. So that brings us to the end of our class, and 5 minutes break for Saurav, and then we'll be back with few questions.
Yeah, I'm back, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Namaste, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So regarding the gunas,
Yeah,
Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas.
yeah,
So the mode of passion,
right.
they say tea, coffee, you know, they say that it's not allowed. Yeah, in Krishna, wanted to understand, Mataji, that tea is a thing which increases the kind of, you want tea and you want more of it. There is this kind of want for tea. But
Right.
in Krishna consciousness, in his ISKCON way, we don't say that tea is a good thing. So what is the reason, Mataji, that tea is not?
See, it is an addiction actually. Why do people early morning when they get up, they need their cup of tea? Why? What they get so desperate, they get a headache. If they don't get their tea, they'll develop a headache. So when we talk about addictions, in the last category, we were talking about how smoking or liquor is all, it's a kind of an addiction. Then even tea, coffee is also an addiction. So forget about ISKCON. If you refer to Ayurveda or you refer to naturopathy, if you take these, the first thing is don't have tea, coffee. So there is some harm which it does to its body. That is why even when you're taking these kind of treatments, even they will tell you not to have tea and coffee. So there must be something wrong which it does when it goes into our body. So that is why both the reasons are there. It is not good for the body. It is not good for spiritual life. And at the same time, it's an addiction. So any kind of addiction is not good. And it disturbs our spiritual life.
Mataji, is there any company of tea which ISKCON says that this is good, this kind of tea is good? Is it possible to have
Yes,
something like that?
we in a, if you go to an ISKCON temple, usually they have one coffee kind of a powder which is free from caffeine. So there is a product which they add in coffee which is called caffeine. So there is no caffeine in that coffee. It is called Vedic coffee. So I think you can find it at any of the ISKCON centers. So if you want to have, you can have that because it doesn't have that caffeine which gives you that addiction thing. Otherwise, you can mix all the herbs. What I do at home is I mix a lot of herbs. I mix the cinnamon and cardamom and pudina and black pepper. So all that masala chai, I do have masala chai, which doesn't have those tea leaf. So that you can have at home.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, thank you. Makes
Hare
sense. Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Namaskar. Mataji, what is Muna? Is
Muna,
that name?
Muni is there. Muna, though, I don't know. Muni or Muna?
You say Muna or Guna? Wait, let me ask.
Guna.
Why is he saying it's not Muna?
Guna. He's asking about Guna.
Guna.
Guna. Okay. Okay. So
What
what is
is
the
Guna?
question?
What is Guna, Mataji?
Guna is quality. 3 qualities. So we discussed
Okay,
about three
now
qualities, right?
I'll understood.
Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, I understand. I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Uh, Uma Mataji is asking that Anutama Mataji, you have been looking at Uma Mataji for so long. What do you think? Which mode is Uma Mataji in?
She looks like to be in mode of goodness because she's all the time smiling. And above all, she's so dedicated to her Laddu Gopal. She's all the time working for Laddu Gopal only. But yes, we should all try to be. I have not seen how she is the other part of the day. When for 1 hour she's in my class, she's very happy. But after that, what happens to her, I don't know. But yes, you have to go beyond the mode of goodness also. As we learned, we have to go beyond mode of goodness. We have to go into where we are not affected by all the 3 modes. She'll definitely do because she's so all the time serving Krishna. All the best. Haribol.
Prana Mataji. Thank you. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So, out of the 3 modes, the passion, for example, if you have a passion towards learning English, learning grammar, about reading, about learning, so is that considered, I have
No,
that kind of a
that is not considered bad because If you want to learn about Krishna, then it is beyond the three modes. It is not one, two, three, any of the modes. If you are, if you are, I know,
He's
I have
talking
been.
about English. English.
No, it is not. Want to learning knowledge about, it's not mode of passion. See, that mode of passion is more to do with power and money and status. So knowledge doesn't come into that.
So as you said, the guna, the three girls like you were there. What are their names? Is it Maya?
Yeah, so
The girls who you in the
yes, the
photo
three
controlling.
pictures are actually just a pictorial representation of the modes. They are like mine only, but they are like the three women are like, and this is for everybody to understand. The three women that we saw in the picture, they are not Maya, but they are like, we are trying to represent modes in three different ways. So one woman you can name as goodness, one passion, and one ignorance. So we just, when we read Prabhupada books and we read Bhagavad, so this picture you can see in Bhagavad Gita also. In Bhagavad Gita, in initial part, you can see this picture where Prabhupada has elaborately described about the three modes. So these three modes, actually, what I'm discussing today is a part of Bhagavad Gita only. So this picture you can see there, and all the three women are actually the three modes. So these three modes, they control us through ropes. Similarly, those women are also controlling us through those ropes.
Okay,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Dandavat pranam.
All done.
Hare Krishna. Namaskar, Mataji. So, goodness, passion, and ignorance. So the first, very kind, very spiritual, kind-hearted, God-fearing people. So, when do they go to, when do they come back? Like you said that they come back, in from heaven, they come back. So is it like 1 year or 2 years? And the second you said they're born again. And the third, you said that they go to hell?
No, they don't.
So
Okay,
just
let me
wanted to
finish.
understand the goodness, the people in the first guna,
Right, right. Yeah.
how soon they
So,
come back from heaven back?
so actually, see what happens is like these calculations are all done by God. So, for example, you have helped somebody in opening a hospital. You have given a lot of money, and with your money, you have helped in opening an hospital. So that goes into your piety or your pious karma bank balance. Similarly, you helped cross a blind person, you helped him cross a road, or you donated to some orphanage, right? Or you have given some charity somewhere. You have tried to feed the poor people. So each work will be equivalent to it. It will go as your bank balance, like how we deposit some money into your account. Similarly, all that gets recorded in with God, and then God only calculates that how much of good work will be equivalent to how many years of heavenly planets enjoyment. So that calculation actually is not in our hands. That calculation is in the hands of the Lord. But usually we learn from the scriptures from Srimad Bhagavatam that the person who goes to the heavenly planets, he usually enjoys for many thousands of years, say maybe 10,000 years or 20,000 years. So calculation of earth and calculation of heaven is different. So what our calculations are different from their calculation. So the only thing we can understand that yes, he goes there and he enjoys there for many thousands of years. But when that quota is over, when that his good work quota is over, when that bank balance is all spent, when that money is all spent, when that good deed is all spent, then he comes back again to the earth. Hope you understand.
So if we have a guru, Mataji, if we like, have taken Dikha and we have a Guruji and we are doing service, so is it possible that we, after death, we go to... So as you can see, Mataji, I've already taken a Dikha, I have a Guru. I'm following the ways of a pious life. So in my case, if I die, do I go to heaven and then come back? Or
Yeah, so two
I
things.
go to...
One is that Krishna never forgets if you've done some spiritual work. So if you're chanting, you are preaching. Now I can see that you're preaching also. So you're preaching also. You are helping a lot of other people into Krishna consciousness. Then you have Diksha also. But then all depends what your thoughts are at the time of death. So death is also very important. Whether we are thinking of Krishna at that time or not, that is also very, very critical. But Krishna promises in Bhagavad Gita that little bit of good work, little bit of service you have done for me, then you will, if you get a birth next time again, one, you will not go to an animal planet, you will not get into an animal life, and two, he guarantees that I will give you birth in a either in a Brahman family or I will give you birth in a very rich family. Two things, so that you can from there again continue your devotional service. So Krishna gives us a second chance. So by chance, if you're not able to complete you're not able to purify yourself in this birth, then Krishna gives another chance. He gives you again a human body, and again, you've already done this much of work, so you can begin from the next level of bhakti, and from there you can continue your spiritual life till you become perfect. Now, how many births it will take, that Krishna only knows, and, and depends on your sincerity. Hare Krishna. Thank you for asking that question. Any
No
other
problem,
questions for?
Mataji.
So we
Even if
will
I'm
tell
born
you.
again, it won't be a problem.
So you can ask that we will have a question answer session. It is already 5:08 right now. So probably we will have a special question answer session about three modes, and we will come back again with question answer session. Who all is raised his hand, Saurav? I cannot see. I don't want to switch this view
Have
from speaker.
Nandini, have Nandini whose hand is raised but her video is off. And then we have Ravi whose hand is up.
Okay, that's it, huh?
That's it. Only two people. Maybe we can ask what Ravi wants.
Yeah,
Just
because he's quite disturbed. He should look here. So he has a lot of family issues actually, and he's little afraid of talking also because I think
yeah.
his father threw away his beads and bag, japa bag. So he's having some issues at home. Is he seeing you? Is he looking at you now?
Yeah, Mataji. So I just turned. No, no, I have Nandini Mataji on.
Yeah, yeah. So Tanvi is not well. I think her eyes have some problem.
Nandini Mataji said we'll take the question later.
Ha, fine, fine, fine.
Conjunctivitis.
Yeah, yeah. It's quite prevalent
Now it
nowadays.
is better.
Okay, fine. So thank you so much, and I'll try to send all the sessions recording,
Okay.
and hope to see you next week. And we'll come up with a question answer session. If there is any need, we will come back with a Q&A session on the modes. Otherwise, we will start with next Bhakti Viksha week 15 from next week onwards. So thank you so much, Saurav. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you for joining. Thank you, sir. What happened?
Mataji, his father is here, I guess, Ravi's father.
Okay, he wants to say something? Uh,
Yeah, you see?
yeah, he's scolding him.
I think father or mother?
Looks like father to me. He's wearing a veshti and there is a shawl on top. He's not responding.